Have you received a letter from Direct Express and are wondering what it's for? Well, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 letters that Direct Express will usually send out, what each means, and what you can do about it. But first, if you're new to this channel, I want to urge you to subscribe to our channel because we release videos all the time about Direct Express, Social Security, disability, including SSI and SSDI. We want you to be the first to know when those videos come out. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. But let's get right into it. So there are 3 different letters that Direct Express will send out to Direct Express card holders and new customers. So the first one is the annual privacy notice. So this comes out every year, and this is so if you receive one of those, it just tells you what Direct Express is doing with your information. All banks and prepaid card companies are required to send annual privacy notices telling you how they are protecting your private information and who they are sharing that information with. So if you received an annual privacy notice from Direct Express, it's very important, and you have to look through it and get a good understanding on what they're doing with your information. Why is that important? Because not only are they required to protect your information and tell you how they are protecting it, but they're also required to tell you who they are sharing your information with, and you are entitled to that information. So it's important to know what Direct Express is doing with your personal information, your social security number, your date of birth, your address, who they are sharing that information with, is all going to be included in that privacy notice. Now remember, Direct Express is run by Comerica Bank on behalf of the US government through the Treasury Department. So years ago, the Treasury Department hired Direct Express, Comerica Bank, to run the Direct Express program. So Comerica is a bank, a big bank, and they may have affiliates, subsidiaries that they may be sharing your information with. You may not know, but whatever they're doing with your information, you would know in that privacy notice. So it's important to read it to understand what they are and are not doing with your information. So that is the first letter. So if you got one of those privacy notices, there is nothing you have to do. You just have to read it and understand what is happening with your information. Now, if you find something in there that you're concerned about, then you can contact Direct Express. The best way probably is to just write them a letter and say, hey, I got your privacy notice. I saw this and this and that. Can you explain it further, or I don't understand, or whatever. So that is the only action you need to take if you find something very concerning on that letter. The second letter is the dispute resolution form. So if you've called Direct Express to dispute a transaction, whether somebody used your card illegally somewhere, whether a merchant charged you more than they should, whether somebody withdrew money from the ATM without your knowledge, whatever dispute you file, you first have to call Direct Express and begin that dispute resolution process. Now, when you call them, they're immediately going to send you a letter and a form, which is the dispute resolution form, which you have to fill out. Now, you have 10 days from the time you call, not 10 days from the time you receive the letter, 10 days from the time you call to complete that form, mail it to Direct Express for it to be valid for them to investigate your claim. So it's very important that when you get a dispute resolution letter from Direct Express, know that the clock is ticking and you have to take action right away. So I'm going to walk you through the quick things you need to know about that form so that you can fill it out very quickly and send it in so that they can receive it within the 10 days from when you first call them to file the dispute. So here are the 5 things you need to know. Number 1, on that form, the first page of it is going to ask you to identify the type of dispute that you're filing. So is it a billing dispute? Did you cancel a subscription and they're charging you for it? Did somebody use your card somewhere that you don't live or shop at? Or is there a merchant that is charging you that should not have charged you for a transaction? Sometimes it may be, you try to use your card for one transaction and it didn't work. So you went to a different credit card and then your Direct Express card got charged anyway. Whatever it is, there is a section on that form that you need to fill out to explain to them what type of dispute you're filing. Then The second part is evidence. So the first thing I want you to do is get your Direct Express statement, highlight the particular transaction or transactions that are affected or you're disputing so that they can see exactly when it happened, what merchant, and what amount. And that information you may have provided over the phone, but now it's your opportunity to actually list it. Then the third part of the form is a box that gives you an opportunity to put in detail what each of those transactions are. So make sure that you're putting in the date, the merchant, and the amount. And if there are multiple merchants, list all of them. Remember, you already have your Direct Express bank statement. So everything is clear there. You've already highlighted it. So just write the same information down in that box. Then the next section of that form is going to be the comments box. This is your opportunity to tell Direct Express everything you know about this dispute. Remember, it is your responsibility to prove to them that you did not spend that money, you did not purchase that thing at that place, you did not authorize that merchant charged you more than they should have. Whatever the dispute is, it is your responsibility to convince them that your explanation is valid and that you are owed that money back. And so whatever evidence you have that you can provide to support this dispute, you have to provide. Now, they've given you a small box to write all that in. If that is not enough, just write a letter. I always tell Direct Express card holders, if you're disputing a transaction with Direct Express, just write a letter explaining everything, providing all the supporting documentation. So what does supporting documentations look like? Well, for instance, if you live in Texas and somebody used your card in Minnesota, you have to be able to show that. And two, let's say you're traveling, you're out of town, you're somewhere in Maine, and then your card gets used in California. Well, I could not be in two places at the same time. So I can give you evidence that I was in Maine and somebody used my card at the same time in California. So those are the kind of things that you need to provide. Or your gym membership got canceled, or you canceled it and now they're charging you money. Or you canceled a subscription and you have an email to show that you did cancel it, or you have a screen print, whatever it is. This is your opportunity to write a letter detailing why you're disputing this transaction and the evidence you have to prove without a doubt that you did not make that transaction, or you did not authorize that transaction, or somebody used your card illegally without your knowledge. So that is the steps. And then after that, you have to mail it in. You have 10 business days from the time you made that phone call to get that package into Direct Express. So I'm going to advise you that when you mail it in, track it, because the clock is ticking and you want to make sure that you get it in that 10 business day window. And after that, if you got it in within that 10 business day window, Direct Express is going to credit you the amount that was taken out of your account while they investigate. So what I usually tell Direct Express card holders who are in this situation is, when you get that credit back in your account, don't spend it, because the investigation is not complete. And until Direct Express completes that investigation, you don't know whether that money is for you to keep or not, because they have to decide whether you've provided enough evidence to convince them that you indeed deserve that money back and that you did not make that transaction. So within 45 days, they're supposed to complete their investigation. If it's an international transaction, they have 90 days to complete that transaction. So within that 45 days or 90 days, my advice to you is don't spend that money, leave it in the account. And then once they complete their investigation and come to you and confirm what you already know, that this money belongs to you and somebody took it from you, then you have freedom to spend it. But there's been cases where people's disputes have been rejected, and then Direct Express goes into your account and takes the money back. So if you already spent it, then know that the next government benefit payment you're going to get in your Direct Express account, they're going to take it from that. So it is best to just not spend it. So that is the second letter that you could receive from Direct Express, which is the dispute letter and what to do about it. Now let's go to the third letter. The third letter has to do with receiving Direct Express debit cards in the mail. Now there are two kinds of cards you can get. The first one is if you're an existing card holder and for whatever reason Direct Express has decided to cancel your existing card, maybe due to fraudulent purchases or fraud alert, or they've seen a pattern of transactions that indicate that your card has been compromised, they will shut down your card and then send you a new card. So if you receive that letter with a new card, that is what it means, and you have to activate that card before you can use it. Your old card is not going to work. You have to use the new card. Second, if your existing card is about to expire, you're going to get a letter with a new card in it. Now, a lot of people get new cards in the mail and are not sure why they are being sent a new card when their existing card is working. So it's either the existing card is being shut down or your existing card is about to expire and you need to use a new card. Regardless of what it is, if Direct Express sends you a new card, that is the card you have to use. Your old one is going to be shut down and you have to rely on the new card. So you have to call them, activate it, and use it. The second way that you can get a card in the mail, the third way actually, is if you are a new Direct Express customer. You've never had a Direct Express card, you've signed up brand new for a government benefit, and they mail you a card, and you're like, what is this? Why did I get a Direct Express card in the mail? Or why am I getting a letter from Direct Express telling me that a card is on its way? Well, let me explain why that happens. So, by law, every government benefit payment must be done electronically. Congress passed a law a long time ago requiring that all government benefit payments, Social Security, disability, veterans benefits, must all be paid electronically. So when you go to sign up for your benefits, if you've reached retirement or whatever, and you're signing up to receive your Social Security or disability benefits, you're going to be given an option to get your payment electronically. And you can either, one, provide a bank account that you have with a traditional bank or a credit union. It could be a checking or a savings account where you want your money deposited in on a monthly basis. Or if for whatever reason you can't get a bank account, or you do not have one, or do not have access to one, or do not qualify for one, then the government has created another option for you to be able to get your benefit payments electronically, and that is the Direct Express card. So the Direct Express card is a government debit card through the Treasury Department that a contractor, which is a bank called Comerica Bank, runs on behalf of the government to allow government benefit payments to be deposited electronically to people who do not have access to a traditional bank account. So if you receive that in the mail and you're wondering what it is, that is what that letter is. It is to tell you that you did not pick or provide a bank account when you sign up for the government benefits. So the government has automatically enrolled you in Direct Express, and you're going to be getting your benefits through Direct Express debit card. The Direct Express debit card works like a regular bank debit card. You can use it to make purchases in person, online, over the phone. You can use it to take money out of the ATM. You can use it to pay bills online, etc. So that is what that letter is about, and that is what the Direct Express debit card is about. So, in conclusion, those are the scenarios by which Direct Express will send you a letter in the mail. Whether it's the annual privacy notice, which if there's nothing interesting in there, you don't have to do anything about, or it is a dispute resolution form for a dispute that you initiated by phone, and they are sending you further paperwork for you to complete within a 10 business day time frame from when you call them, so that they can investigate your dispute and see whether they need to give you the money back or not. And then the third one is 3 different scenarios where you can get a Direct Express debit card in the mail. Whether your existing card has been compromised due to fraud and they shut it down and mail you a new one, or your existing card is about to expire, or you are brand new to government benefits, you did not select a bank or provide them a bank account to send your government benefits, so you have been automatically enrolled in the Direct Express debit card program. So I hope this video has been very helpful to you. Again, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to our channel, because we release videos all the time about Direct Express, news and updates, things you need to know about Direct Express, Social Security, disability, and we want you to be the first to know. Thank you for watching.